Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is gonna be on Godzilla Minus One. Okay, Godzilla Minus One. I was not expecting this movie to come out in America, honestly, because it's made by Toho, who's the creators of Godzilla. They've done Godzilla for 70 years. I mean, the first one came out in 1954, and this is actually a remake of that. So when I heard this movie was coming out, I was not really that excited because I love the American monsterverse that we got going on right now with Kong and Godzilla and all them. I love what they're doing with Godzilla now. So when this was coming out, like I said, I really wasn't that excited because I really didn't think it was going to be that good. And was it? Yes! This movie was a masterpiece. And I'm not just talking about a great Godzilla. It's the best Godzilla movie that has ever been made. Hands down. And I've seen almost all of them, okay? I mean, granted, I haven't seen more of the past 20 years of Toho, Godzilla. You know, it kind of fell off for me, you know, the way they were just doing things. I didn't like the style they were going with. And I like the new American version. So I've kind of just been watching those and haven't been paying attention to what Toho has been doing. So that's why I was kind of, you know, skeptical going into this, thinking that it was just going to be cheesy, you know, man in a suit kind of thing, you know, with models. Same kind of thing, just with updated graphics and stuff. No. This movie is my number one movie of the year right now. And I've seen some bangers, let me tell you. And it's not just because I'm a sucker for giant monsters, giant robots. You give me any giant thing and I'm in it to win it. I love movies like that, especially giant monsters, and especially Godzilla. It's really a great movie, not because Godzilla is great, and Godzilla is fantastic in this. What they did with him in this movie, they made him terrifying. They made him a force of nature that he was supposed to be, and he's not goofy and silly. This Godzilla is pissed, and he is destroying everything and everybody, and I friggin' ate it up like spaghetti, man. It was great. But that's not why the movie is a masterpiece. It's because it's the first Godzilla movie that made me love the humans in it. And normally, even with Toho and the new Godzilla stuff, you know, the Americanized Godzilla stuff, the human element is just weak. It's the weakest part of all the films. And I was thinking it was going to be the weakest part of this film. But guys, it's not. The story of this movie is what makes this movie great. Character development, 10 out of 10. Graphics, 10 out of 10. Just overall story plot, 10 out of 10. This movie is a masterpiece. And it's not just because it's a monster movie. If you do not run out to the theater and see this movie, you are doing yourself a disservice, especially if you love good movies. Not just great action movies and not just great monster movies, even though those are great reasons to go see this movie. But I'm telling you guys, this screenplay is incredible. This movie was made for $15 million. And it looked like it was made for $100 million. And the performances, the actors, there's not one character in this movie that they introduced that I did not fall in love with. And the main character, you know, he's a kamikaze pilot, you know, that survived World War II. And this actually takes place right after World War II. It's like 1946 or 7, something like that. So everybody's in this, you know, post-war era. And he himself is going through major PTSD, you know, from losing his family in the war. And you feel it with him. And that's what was impressive about this movie. I couldn't believe that I was caring about the character so much that I didn't mind not seeing Godzilla. I was into their story. And there's a moment in this film that literally made my heart drop. You know, it's a quick scene. I don't want to spoil it for you or anything, but just know that one of the human characters, what they do and what happens to them, blow my mind that they did it. And they really got me with it, guys. I mean, it was mind-blowing. The writing, the direction they took, the way Godzilla was, a different kind of creature, not the hero Godzilla that everybody's used to. He's this powerhouse, and the look on his face is terrifying. I mean, he just looks mad, and I felt his emotion, it felt like, I mean, he was just a force of nature, just destroying everything, and I believed it. And that's another thing about this movie. It was no guy in a suit, which it may have been guy in a suit, combined with animation. I didn't see it. It looked real, and I was so impressed by that. And let me just say, this is the first time out of hundreds of Godzilla movies that they always call his breath, his fire-breathing breath, they always call it his atomic breath. This was the first time that it's ever been portrayed as atomic breath. Normally it's just like you blows it at you and it could destroy stuff or push you away and stuff like that. No, he shoots his fire breath and an atom bomb explosion goes off. I mean, a literally mushroom cloud, and it just destroys everything more than he does himself. And he likes it himself. He roars at his mushroom cloud. And the scene of him roaring to the mushroom cloud is awesome. And there's not one thing I can say about this movie that was bad. This movie is a masterpiece. I mean, chef's kiss. The best movie of the year by far, and not just because it's a Godzilla or monster movie, it's because it's a great film. I mean, the characters, the acting, the directing, the cinematic shots of it. And this is something you have to go see in the theaters, guys. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, go to the theater and see this movie. It's a good time. It's only like an hour and 45 minutes long. It's a good run time. You don't get bored at any moment. You're totally into it and you feel the weight of it. And I don't know if you're going to get the same experience at home watching it that you would get going to the theater. So definitely, it's only in select theaters. So check out your theaters and showtimes, because I don't know how long it's going to be in America, but go and see it, guys. It is awesome. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm beaming and I'm rambling, and I could talk for hours about this movie, which I will with some people that I know. But anyway, it's not all about what I think. It's about what you think as well. Have you seen Godzilla -1? Do you plan on watching it? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!